And may God add more years to your years. You may comfortably have your seat, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I was talking to some of my children on Friday. I said, some of you find it very difficult. I told them, I said, they find it very difficult to wake up very early and come to the church 7 o'clock or 7:30 so that they can, gain wisdom. Wisdom is powerful than an anointing. Yeah. Wisdom is powerful than anointing. 2 Sundays ago, we discovered you are a gift. According to Proverbs 18, verse 16, the gift of a man will make a way for that man. If you are the type that you have not started using your gift to bless people, then mighty doors will not open. And that's why you need to get your note now, get your notebook, get your pen. We shall discover so many things that will transform our lives, that will make us not to become a slave anymore. Many of us have done so many mistakes that we are paying dearly for it now. But mistake is not the end of our lives. Mistake is the beginning of knowledge. Because if you don't make mistake, you will not learn. It opens your eyes. It increases you. It makes you not to become a victim of circumstance for the second time. Praise God. Hallelujah. This morning, without wasting time, I'm talking on a subject, value. Somebody say value. Say it one more time. It's a good gesture if somebody comes to you and tell you you are a valuable person to this institution. How many of us how many of us have been welcomed like that? How many of us have received a word like that when we get to a place? Oh, that you are a valuable instrument to our institution. You are a valuable person to our family. You are a valuable person to our nation. One of the greatest problems that I've seen, and one thing that I've also discovered, that mankind, because the way God created mankind, you see, mankind is always after two things. And the two things we share is so much, we share is success. Success is good. God is the author of success. If you look at Genesis chapter 1, verse 8, God talked about success. And he said, and you shall have good success. Riches are also good. If you look at Proverbs 10, from verse 2, God was talking about riches. Even in Proverbs 8, verse 17, he said it gives you durable riches. Now, these two things are wonderful things, but let me tell you that these two things are not what will make you to become valuable to people. A lot of us don't understand that we must make ourselves valuable so that people will start to chase us. Jesus, let's start from the beginning so that you can understand what I'm saying. If you look at Jesus, when he came to this world, he did not chase after success. If you look at Jesus, when he came to this world, he did not chase after riches. Jesus made himself a valuable person. And people are, and he gained attention wherever he get to. And people are eager either to touch him, or to see him, or to hear from him. That was the difference between Jesus and the elders, the scribes, the Pharisees. That was the great difference between Jesus and them. Can you see that when Jesus, in the book of Mark chapter 1, when you see, if you read the Bible very well, first time Jesus was entering into the synagogue, Mark 1:21. And Bible says straight away he entered into the synagogue. And he taught them not like the scribes. He taught them like one that had authority. Jesus discovered, he knew his own uniqueness. He taught them like one that had authority. And there was a man in the synagogue, and when he heard of his voice, an unclean spirit inside him cried out. And people said, oh, this was a strange doctrine. Where is this man coming from? Because with authority, he was preaching. And he rebuked the unclean spirit in the man. So from that day, Jesus became somebody that they were looking up to. The elders, the people in the church were looking up to him, but the elders did not like him. Why? He displayed his uniqueness. You cannot be significant to people until you start to display your uniqueness, until you become valuable. If you are not valuable, how many of you are adding value to this place? How many of us adding value to our nations? How many of us adding value to our marriages? How many of you adding value to your families? Oh, somebody say, okay, that's why you see the youth coming up today. They say, okay, I needed money badly. I'm thirsty for success. That will not make you to be valuable. Your gift, your uniqueness, and you have worked on it so much, it will distinguish you from the crowd. You make yourself valuable, they have no choice. Whether you are in the bush, they will come for you. They will still look for you. Why did you go and look for a dentist when you are having toothache? I expect Dr. Kosa to be here. Pastor Kosa is a dentist. When you are having toothache, nothing enters your brain, no matter what anybody is saying. And if they tell you that the dentist is at Tema, you don't mind, because you are having pain. And what he will now use, what? He will use the skill that he has acquired for 7 years to look at your teeth. Maybe you have holes there, he feel it for you. Or maybe he just need to evacuate it, extract it out. Then instanta, if you remove it, you will just be relieved. Why do you run to the lawyers if you have a problem with your client and they have sued you to the courts? Can you stand in the docket before the judge? Where is your license to practice law? The judge will tell you, you can't speak, you must have somebody to speak on your behalf. And who is that person that is going to speak on your behalf? A skillful lawyer who had succeeded in going to school and had acquired more skills. And he had more knowledge. And he can say, my Lord, in accordance to the law of this land, so section, clause so, this man should be discharged and acquitted. You cannot tell the judge to discharge you and acquit you at the same time. Oh my God, I don't know whether I'm making sense to somebody this morning. Value. We need to make ourselves valuable in any way we find ourselves. I feel pity for some people when they get to a place, rather to be valuable, they allow themselves to be stigmatized. It's not a good thing that they call you with the bad names. They must see you as a value, as a valuable person to that institution. You must, anywhere you get to, be part of the shakers and the movers in that place. Over 2 decades ago, I came to this nation. And I must be frank with you. And that was one afternoon. In those days, the GSM had not come. You must go to P&T, you know, to make a phone call if you want to make international call. One thing happened to me. There was a phone booth at East Legon. And I was going with my wife, then we needed to make a call to somebody in America. And you must have coins. Just listen to me carefully. So I entered into the phoning booth. I inserted my coins. And I was talking to somebody in America. Apparently, we spent almost about 10 minutes more than that. A lady from this nation opened the door of the phone booth. I said, can you do that in your own country? You are wasting our time. Come and get out of that place. I said, what the hell are you saying? What's wrong with you? For the fact that I'm coming from another nation, does that tell you that I'm not important to this nation? And I pointed my finger to her face. I said, if many Nigerians had come here to stigmatize themselves, I said, I will prove you wrong. And the time is coming, you will come and bow before me. Haven't I proved that lady wrong in this nation? And from then, I became a Ghanaian without struggling for it, without going through the back door, without lobbying, without lying. And I and my children, we have dual nationality. Why? You see, many a times we are making a lot of mistakes. It's the white who came and come and put disparity between us. Who told you that you are better than me? The only thing that makes me to be better than you is my uniqueness. That makes me to be better than you is not the nation. If you carry the nation on your head and your gift is not coming out, you are useless. So I closed the door back. I said, you cannot send me out of this place until I finish my call. Now, inferiority complex. How can this lady, what made her to have that audacity and that effrontery to open the door and say, come out, you have spent a long time there because you saw me as a foreigner? No, I don't agree. Wherever I get to, I don't see myself as a foreigner. I see myself as somebody that is coming to add value to the people there. And as I'm coming to add value to the people there, I will not allow you to degrade me. Because I had a gift that God has given to me. And my gift will be a great benefit to you. This is one of the problems that many of us are having. We just carry nation on our head. Especially many of us in West Africa. We carry nation on our head. But are you adding value to that nation? Or we carry names of our political party on our heads. That will never add value to your life. That will never make you skillful. I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was around 6 p.m. One of my sons took me to a place, and I started preaching, and many people started coming. I shared with you before. I did not ask money from anybody. I did not say we are doing church. I did not say they should give offering. Suddenly they all started putting money in their pocket and started throwing money onto me. Those who are throwing $100, those who are throwing $20, $50, they are just throwing money. And I said, why are you throwing? I said, no, they were just throwing money. What happened? Uniqueness. They saw that I'm valuable. And I'm also telling them, you must also be valuable. You see, we don't show people our values. That's why some people don't regard us. That lady who spoke to me that day, can she come and talk to me today? I worth more than her in everything. You know why? This thing we have put down, God has put down here, worth more than $10 million in value. So can that lady stand? No. Are you with me now? You see, many of us, you young men seated here this morning and young women, listen to me carefully. Success is not value. You may have success, it can run you crazy. And you may not be doing anything good or change any lives. That's why you see some people, they may have a lot of money. Maybe it's a drug, maybe it's a drug baron. But you see fleets of cars. He changes cars every day. But he has used the drug to destroy many lives. Oh, and when you see him, that's why I told you last week, I said, don't compare yourself with anybody. Don't compare. Stay where you are. Focus on what God has given to you. And some people may say all kinds of things. It's a matter of time. We did not come the same time. We are not going the same time. If you watch me very well, I don't compare myself with people. If you watch me very well, I want to show you. I want to display my value. I want to let you know what God has given to me. That's why I use an example. I say, when you have toothache, you cannot extract your teeth yourself. You must go to the dentist. It took that doctor 7 years before he can acquire that skills. You may be in a traffic for 8 hours before you get to that dentist. You can't turn back. You want to see him. To help you to extract that thing is valuable to you. You know what made David to become unique among all the kings in Israel? If you ask me a question now, the difference between David and Solomon, I tell you that David is more better than Solomon. You know why? David is unique because his uniqueness that was what he displayed. He did not enter into the palace by forcing himself. His gifts that he has worked on, that has made him to be significant, that has made him to be unique, that was what opened the palace door unto him. A palace door will be opened unto you when you are unique and you have worked on your gift and it becomes a skill. You don't need to knock. They will open it. Am I making sense to you? Nobody was able, as big as Saul was, as wonderful as Saul was, he was the king that time. He was the only one ruling. He was the president, but there was no uniqueness in him. And David looked at the Goliath, who was tormenting them for 40 days. He said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? I had the gifts. I've polished the gifts. The gift that made me unique. I've used the gift to kill lions before. I've also used the gift to kill bears. This one is just an ordinary man. I'll bring him down. He said, but before I do that, you see now, he quickly showed himself that I'm valuable. Then he said, before I do that, what are you going to offer me? Hallelujah. Praise God. At times you see some people they have enjoyed a lot of privileges here. They came here, we lay hands on them, and instant they get it. And their life changed. But after some time, they start to misbehave. Then the Lord now spoke to me. You made it too cheap. Even though you don't charge money. Begin to withdraw yourself gradually. Don't easily lay hands like that. Let he or she see it a bit. At times, if you don't suffer for something, you may not know the value. So look at David. David said, look, what are you going to offer me? He said, you married the first daughter of the king. He said, wow, what a good deal. I will bring him down. His brother told him you can't do it. He said, don't worry yourself. We don't rule in life by success. We don't rule in life because of the riches we have got. We rule in life by our uniqueness and our skills. Then he brought him down. And what happened? I still shared it with you last time. And they were healing him. Healing him. Healing him. And instanter, the palace door. Did David knock? No. The door opened on its own accord. Am I making sense to somebody? Am I communicating to you, the youths? Do you add value to wherever you get to? Some of you don't add value to this church. But I thank God for your life now, because what I saw on Friday, I realized that many of you wanted to know spiritual things, and you have started telling some of your friends, let's go and hear. Let's go. I just spoke to some of my son this morning, the squad, before coming. I said, do you know the difference between love and marriage? I said, if you don't know the difference between love and marriage, you may end up as a divorcee. Because, let me tell you something. There are some certain things that you don't understand. God created man. And out of man, he brought out women. So, that woman calling you baby is a wrong thing. That woman is your own baby. You are not a baby. Wake up to who you are. And that's why many of you men have missed it. And when the lady started using her hand to rub your hair and say, my baby, I need this. What type of thing is that? That woman, she's your baby because she came out of you. You are a sustainer. She is not the one to sustain you. That's why when men really woke up to become men, there is always a problem between them and their wives. Because by that time you want to put things straight. She is demanding more. Then you say, no, it's not in accordance to the budget. When you get too much, what will happen to the life of those young ones coming? When the money finish, will you stay? She can leave you and go. And all my sons were looking at me this morning and said, wake up to who you are. Learn and understand lives. She keeps on looking up to you. She will keep on asking from you. Because you are the sustainer. You are not her baby. She is your baby. So when I see all these young ladies now say, oh, my baby. And, they'll use that word to kill you. Baby. My baby. Then she has collected everything. What value are you adding? You must be a valuable person. For example, some people seated here, you've been coming to this church for more than 10 years. How many souls have you brought to this church? Don't you know that the moment the life of that person transforms and the Lord transformed him or her, and the person now turned to a great person, anytime he set eyes on you, he will never forget that you showed him or her the way. That thing will still be ringing. We don't add value to things, we destroy things. And that's why there is problem in life. The day you know your uniqueness, that's the day you don't envy anybody. That's the day life becomes wonderful for you. That is the day you sleep fine. That is the guarantee of your longevity. Can't you see that Jesus did not struggle with the Pharisees, with the scribes? I've seen so many things happen in the body of Christ because I was not born into this faith. But through the uniqueness of salvation, I became saved. And I was born again. And I saw Jesus in Revelation. And since then, I never turned back. Do you know how many names my people call me? Do you know how many things my people said? I said, I found my uniqueness. I must work on it. I must build it. And I started working on it. When I found him, when they were talking, if I had yielded, I will not be in Ghana today. This structure will not be there. Another person will do it. Look at so many opportunities that have slipped off our hands because we have not been able to find our uniqueness and display our skill to people for them to know that we are valuable. I read a story of a man who was very, very rich, and he had only one son. And one day he told his wife, he said, look, one day he may pass on. But he wanted to leave all his property for his son. But the man said, before I can leave all this property for my son, I want him to go and get me $10,000. Oh, you women, you are wonderful. Just like what happened in the house of Jacob. Rebekah loved Jacob. And Isaac loved Esau. And the mother said, oh, if your father said you should get $10,000, no problem, I give you $10,000. The man who was an old man was just sitting by, in abroad we have heater, we have fireplace. We don't have that in West Africa. Or in South Africa we had that. In winter, you make sure you put some wood, then you sit very close to the fireplace to warm yourself. Now suddenly the son came and said, oh, Dad, I've got the $10,000. The man said, okay, can I see the $10,000? He looked at it and he threw it into the fireplace. And the man said, Daddy, what happened? He said, I want you to get me another $10,000. The mother called him and said, don't worry, I'll get you another one. Then the man came again and said, Daddy, I've got the $10,000. The man looked at the $10,000, he threw it into the fireplace. So the boy now asked the father, I said, why is it that I'm bringing the money, then you are throwing into the fire? He said, because I knew that money you did not work for it, your mother gave it to you. So I can't give you the will. So if you want me to will all this estate, all this thing to you, the amount I have, the bond and everything, go out and work to get the $10,000. So then the boy now say, okay, mommy, I have no choice because I'm the only one. This inheritance is good. So he traveled. When he traveled out of the country. The first job he got was to be packing the garbage in the gutter. He walked and walked and walked and walked, and he was saving the money. It took him some years. He was in the sun. He worked as a mason. He worked as a carpenter. He walked and walked and walked, and one day he was able to get 10,000 and say, now I'm going back home. So when he returned back home, he still found his father, because the place was very cold, sitting very close to the fireplace. He said, Daddy, I'm here with the $10,000. The father said, yes, welcome my son. Can I see it? He gave it to his father. The man threw it. Then the guy jumped into the fireplace and threw it to the way and picked the $10,000. I said, Daddy, don't you know I suffer for it? He said, yes. Now I can give you my will. That's why at times we have made a lot of mistakes in Africa. We gave some certain position to some people that they don't value it. And that is why it's affecting us. That's why when I look at the cases of West Africa, at times I felt like crying. If I say West Africa, I'm talking of Nigeria, Togo, Benin, Togo, Ghana, Liberia, Gambia. I've gone to all these places. At times I felt like crying. Some of the people, the position we gave to them, they don't value it. They are not qualified to be there. That's why we are suffering. Can you imagine somebody who was born in America or in London, that when you finish your high school, maybe your parents, they'll tell you to go and look for a holiday job. We don't do that in West Africa here. We over-pampered our children. That's why they turn to become something else. So in the Western world, they say, go and look for a holiday job. He or she will get a holiday job. When he comes back, the father will tell him, go and apply for your tertiary school. Or say, Daddy, I've gained admissions. Okay, go to State Board and ask for loan for your education. They disburse loan to you. So when you get job, they start to deduce their money from your salary. And that person comes out with a mighty mind to become valuable, to contribute to his society. Are you adding value to people? If they are going to talk about gossip, your name will be number one among the people who are causing trouble. Even in the church, or in your streets, or in the family. What value are you bringing? If they talk about those who are fighting, your name will be there. If they talk about those who are giving the protocol edict, it's your name. They say, sit here. I say, no, who are you to tell me to sit there? If they are going to talk about those who are causing problems for the squad at the car park, it's you. Then what's the essence of coming to the church? Is a church a place where we breed hooliganism? Or where we breed leaders to take over the nation? When I was very, very young, I discovered that when they are looking for people to work in a good bank, they come to the church and ask the Reverend Father, can you give us some good people to work with us? No bank does that now anymore. You do that, the bank collapse. Have you found your uniqueness? And that's why you are not significant to people. And many of us, we want to force ourselves to be recognized. Even some pastors too. Let the world hear me. Even some pastors. There is difference between if you are doing a charitable work, whereby you establish an institution, and some people who are lacking, they come there, you take their profile, and you now start to help them gradually, than to come and put a lot of money in front on top of the altar before the church, and now begin to say, who are those who have problems? Come and take 1 million. Come on, that's nonsense. You are not helping. You are just trying to force yourself to be recognized. The money you are giving to that person, he will never utilize it. Because he did not go through the normal procedure, the due process. Have you forgotten that wealth gotten by vanity shall diminish? Is it the law of man or the law of God? Am I the one who wrote it or the Almighty? So some of the pastors in these last days, they will go and pack money and they'll say they are giving money. Some are even giving 20 cars to their members. It's all lies. Forcing themselves to be recognized. How can you give cars to your members? Now, if you give that man a car and he's living in a house that his house rent is less than 200 Ghana, that's foolishness. How can he maintain the car? Then he must come back to you and say, the car you gave me, you must fuel it. The engine had problem, you must repair it. Let's wake up to who we are. And some of you will be hailing all those pastors. Oh, generous pastor. Good, that's not charity. That's deception of the highest order. In order to lure you and deceive you, because they knew that you are vulnerable. The day you discover your uniqueness, you know that come what may, car will come to you. You don't need to struggle for it. Take me out of this place, put me in the jungle, it's a matter of time. Let me relocate from this place to another place, it's a matter of time. I will still eat. What will bring it? The gifts. And you are unique. Some of you at times, you see, let me tell you something. I think I should help some people this morning. No matter how long you spend with a salary job or salary employment, you can never be great. Yes. You only earn your salary, you go. The day they tell you don't come again, that's the end of your life. But the skill you have acquired, you can reproduce it anywhere, anytime, any day, any nation. Everywhere is paradise, provided the way you see it. Am I communicating this morning? or my words are too hard or harsh. No. I'm just telling you, you must be valuable. Jesus, why is it that everybody loves Jesus? Why did you love Jesus? Have you asked have you asked yourself a question? Why I love Jesus? I love Jesus. Why did you love Jesus? It's a good question. What made you to love him? Because he gave you valuable salvation. He died for you and myself. That's why you love him. If he didn't die for you or die for me, will you love him? Will you even hear his name? So you can see, at times we do things the way they gave it to us. We don't reason. Why is it that Caleb, Joseph, and Joshua, they were different among the children of Israel? All the 5 million people that came out with Moses to the promised land, none of them stepped the promised land. Only Caleb and Joshua. All of them died. They could not see themselves valuable. They don't know their uniqueness. They could not see their gifts. They don't know what to offer. They said, we are just like a grasshopper before the children of Enoch. So your God have lied to us, Moses. You told us that your God met you in the wilderness, that you should go and tell us and come so that we should worship him. We never knew that your God is a wicked God, where he told us that it's a place that is filled with milk and honey. When we got there, the giant, they have occupied the place. And we before them, we are like a grasshopper. They were giants. So we can't possess the land. And everybody started crying in the camp. And Caleb and Joshua stood up and said, come on, you do not need to cry. Who told you they are giants? In our sight, they are grasshopper. We are the giant. We can possess the land. Do you know that was the day Joshua was approved to take over from Moses? It was not fasting. Hello? That was the day Joshua was endorsed by heavenly hosts that this is the successor. This will succeed the man. This is the successor. He said, we can possess it. We can possess it. We are not useless. We are valuable. We have spied the land and we saw the children of Enoch. We will bring them down. And we shall take over the land. No wonder when Moses died, you knew what God did. He said, Joshua, wake up. My servant Moses is dead. You will take these people to the promised land. Because that day was the day he passed the test of promised land. May you pass your own test of promised land. You see, many of us don't go to church and join some bad wagons and be doing all kinds of things. But begin to ask questions. How can we move this place forward? How can we transform the place? That is what I know about people that have skill, people that have value. They'll begin to ask questions. I've been to some churches before. But God spoke to me, he said, whether I like it or not, he's going to establish a church and he will put me there. I've also served under some people before. But let me tell you, in all the churches that I enter, I was one of the shakers and the movers in that church. I'm not bragging today. My name even rang bell more than the name of the general overseer. Why? I was adding value. Adding value. Many of us seated here, are you adding value to this church? Ordinary evangelism, you don't take part. Ordinary members of your family, you have not been able to invite them. Ordinary your colleague at a place of work, you cannot confuse him or her and talk well of your church before him or her. Then what value are you adding? And you are in that church for 15 years. And you have not brought even one soul. And you have not transformed anybody. And you want significance. You want recognition. You want people to come to you. It's not like that. Change. It's not like that. At times when I look at the choir, when they are singing, I shook my head. Why is it that in Africa, instead of us to be going up, we always like to diminish? Even if it's a curse, Jesus has been hung on the tree for us because of that curse. An African man, when he's managed to do something for a while and everybody started praising him, then he will be carried away. The next thing is that he starts to do things all kinds of things are affecting us. Even in the shepherd fold. You see some pastors, after they have praised them, before you know it, they carry the choir member or the members of the church. They see them in the hotel and some certain places having carnal knowledge with them. Is that why you are pastoring? Is that why you are a shepherd? And all kinds of scandal, all kinds of names, all kinds of things are going on. Even the people, permit me to say, the Buddhists, you don't hear such thing from their camp. But we that we say, okay, we have met Jesus, we are on our road to heaven, we are this, we are special, what made you special? Value makes you to be special. It's not a dress you put on. It's not the name of your father. It's not the name of your country. But the value you are adding makes you special. I believe I'm communicating this morning. Wisdom is more powerful than anointing. Anointing works and do it instanter. But you will still live after the anointing. Wisdom, deliverance without wisdom is useless. That's why the Bible says, by prophet Israel was delivered from Egypt. By the same prophet, you keep on to be preserved. It keeps on to teach you. It keeps on to show you. It keeps on to tell you this is the way, so that you can become what God said you should become. But some of you don't understand the Bible. Say, okay, I went for deliverance. I've been possessed with some certain spirit, but now the spirit had gone. Then after that spirit had gone, what next do you need to do? You need knowledge. You need wisdom. You need an empowerment so that you can add value to yourself and add value to your community and add value to your nation and add value to humanity. I see many of us seated here this morning as a wonderful people. But because we have not discovered, that's why at times we allow inferiority complex, and some certain things to happen to us. You may not know yourself until when you start to do it. You don't know how the onion looks like until when you start to slice it. And it starts to fall on each other gradually, gradually, gradually. Ask women, they will tell you. When I'm in a kitchen, maybe once a while, what I like to handle so much is I like to handle an onion. So when you cut it, cut the head, cut it, strip off all those skins. Then when you start to slice it, you feel so much happy. Maybe you see, if you have seen a professional chef cutting onion, you marvel. Within 2 minutes, and everything will just. You are wonderful. There is a gift in you. But you cannot just allow it to die. Let it grow. Let it come out. Let people talk whatsoever they will say. I that am standing before you, you know how many things I've heard before getting to this level. I remember when I was in one church, people started gathering up against me. Is he the only one? It's envy. When somebody don't have what you have, and that person has not discovered his or her own uniqueness, automatically he or she will be envious of you. But the day you discover your uniqueness, you don't envy any man. Some of you withdrew because of what people started saying. Oh, they are going to stigmatize me. They are going to name me. They are going to do this. They are going to do that. You can't. Jesus did not allow all those things to intimidate him. Can't you see? Have you read the Bible? I'm going to close very soon because at times we'll continue next. Jesus Christ came to do some certain things that blew people's mind. The Jews said, we will never pass through Samaria till we die. Jesus Christ said, is that Samaria I am going? Can't you see the difference, the disparity? Why is he going to Samaria? To add value to the people of Samaria. Those Jews, the elders who said they would never go to Samaria, they don't know that they have gifts. They don't know that they have value. They don't know that they are valuable. They can add value to the Samaria people. The Samaritan people. So his disciple, you knew why Jesus told them, I'm hungry? He was not hungry. He used wisdom for them. Because he knew that if he did not send them far away, one by one to go, they will be fighting among themselves to get to that Samaria. Maybe the devil will divert them. You need wisdom. So Jesus said, I'm hungry. They said, Master, you are hungry? He said, yes. Okay, all of you go and look for food. He said, where? Okay, you go here to this place. You go. So all the 12 disciples, they all went. And the man just walked easily. He said, look at them. When they came, so we are here. We came with the food. This is the food. He said, no. I've seen the food I wanted. I've got it. You saw the wisdom. He sent all of them, including Peter. He said, you go and look for water for me. You go and look for bread for me. You go and look. Because he knew their mind. Traditional value. It has eroded their thinking mannerism. Am I making sense to somebody? Am I helping somebody this morning? So he sent all of them away. He just walked alone and met the woman at the well. And he said, how are you, madam? can you just give me a cup of water to drink? And the woman said, no. I'm amazed. Are you not a Jew? The Jews don't talk to us. Even if we touch their dress, they go back home to change it. You see, Jesus Christ said, if you know the person asking you for water, you give me water now. He said, who are you? Are you better than Jacob who dug the well for us? He said, Jacob gave you water. If you give me water, I give you living water. You must say living water. He said, yes. Now Jesus now wanted to make himself valuable. Tell your neighbor, I'm valuable. You know what Jesus Christ now told the woman? He said, you are not married, but you have children. And the woman said, yes. And Jesus said, you have 5 men in your life. He said, how do you know? That means you must be the Messiah we are waiting for. And Jesus Christ said, yes. What happened to the woman? Significant came. What happened? She dropped everything. What did she do? She ran to the city. And she did what? She heralded what? Said, I have seen him. Who did you see? Messiah. They will see you. As from this morning, your value will make you to become valuable. And your skill will become a great significance. And the whole world, they will have no choice than to celebrate you. Give the Lord a mighty clap of. Somebody rise up and give the Lord a mighty clap offering. Walk around and shake somebody and tell the person, you are valuable. You are valuable. You are valuable. Walk around and shake people. Shake people. Shake people. Shake people. Don't be timid. Don't be timid. Don't be afraid. Walk around and shake people.
Great